What is up, HynesZ YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to attend Irish Drift Championship Round 2. So Kart World in Watergrass Hill is one of my local circuits. It's a go-kart track in reality, but it is quite big. If anything, it's probably it is my favourite drift track in Ireland. It has that kind of Japanese vibe of where you have to carry momentum, and it's all about carrying your speed out of the corners to get it hard, flick into the next corner. So I really do enjoy that aspect of the circuit. But to be honest, it's probably a local track for many other drivers too. You can see James Dean doing his practicing on the track as well in Watergrass Hill. The Shannons are quite close to it as well, so it's a local track for many people in this area. But yeah, you know what, it's a fun track and I'm excited to be back there competing. Now before we go anywhere and head straight into the vlog, let's check it out on the sim, because obviously the sim is a great tool for training and getting used to track layouts, but it's also a fantastic tool to show you guys what the track layout is like. So, welcome back to the sim. It's been a while since we've been on the Assetto Corsa for video content creation wise anyway. But we're here on the Watergrass Hill track in AC. I made this quite a few years ago for R Factor, which is another kind of a drift simulator or racing simulator back in the day, and it's converted by some people into AC quite a few years ago. Now this has been updated, or I suppose was updated, to Drift Games Nationals layout, which is a shorter layout. Drift Games Nationals is was a Pro-Am championship at the time, and you'll see that. Look at the line across the track here, denoting the finish, and then there's like tires here stopping people going through the last corner, which we can just drive straight through. And now we need to drive through that last corner because the new IDC layout, or the IDC layout in this circuit, uses that final corner. So yeah, I think we'll just for now we'll just drive straight through it. I think it'll be okay. Anyway, right, let's do a run. Right, so rolling start, go as fast as you can, or as fast as you dare. Upshift to third, flick it in hard. Right, we're going to take a late apex here, a bit early on the apex, or on the first inner clipping point. Down the back straight. Pitch the car in tight at the late apex. Down the back straight, which is my favourite part. Bit of a weird transition there, but we'll get through it. Flick into the last corner. Through the tyres. And that's a lap of Watergrass Hill. Now, this track, like I said, is a little old, and you might see because of the tyres, it's not ideal. There's a bit of a weird bump at the final corner, but I'm using this to try and like train myself to get ready for this weekend, of course. It's been quite a few years since I've competed in Watergrass Hill, or even driven on Watergrass Hill for that matter. And so, yeah, we were using the Project Academy S15, which is a 950 wheel horsepower VDC car. So this is something that we would have used in VDC 2021. It's actually the championship winning car. And this car is a little overbuilt for this track in reality. You wouldn't bring something like this to this circuit unless we were really testing it, like what James does with his stuff, James Dean. So it would be cool to have a car like this in real life on this track, but I don't think that'll be happening anytime soon. Well, we'll see. Maybe Evo 2 will get there. So yeah, it's obviously quite a bit different to Evo 1, the S14 that I use in the real world. It's got 480 wheel horsepower, as you might have seen from the vlog, so the car is a little bit underpowered versus this. So this car does this track without ease. You don't even have to take the correct line, and this virtual car will do it easily. Whereas in the real world, the real car has a little bit less power, so it's a little bit harder. But take a late apex here again. On the back straight. To be careful with this corner as well, not to decel before the transition. I'm not really getting that transition the way I like it, so to work on that a little. Flick it in hard. I need to flick a little bit later as well there. Into the last corner now again. Oh, we ran out of fuel. Ideal. I'm going to do a few more runs. I'm going to get ready for next weekend, and you guys are going to get back into the vlog. Right, okay, not ideal. Basically, my SD card, here it is, has corrupted. So I'm currently editing the vlog, right? I'm at the point where I'm ready to start bringing the other bit of footage, and it's all gone. It sucks, because I have a GoPro Hero, the old Hero, well, it's not the old Hero, but you know, the GoPro Hero from 2018 or whatever. Declan found it, started recording a bunch of stuff on it with Maeve, Andy, Stephen, at the event. It was supposed to be hilarious, and I never got to see it. That sucks. That's the worst. Like, I didn't even get to see what they recorded. It was supposed to be pretty good, but SD card corrupted. It's happened several times already this month. Pretty annoying. I've lost a bunch of stuff over the past couple of months, or past month, but SD cards corrupting, and I basically have to format the SD card to get it to work. Really annoying stuff. I have a GoPro Hero 9 as well, which seems to be working fine with. That's what I've been using a lot recently. It seems to be working okay. I have one of these CamBox helmet cams as well, which for some reason isn't charging at the moment. But I bought a bunch of new stuff. I have new SD cards along the way. I have a GoPro roll cage mount as well. And where's the other thing? Oh, I have a suction cup mount nozzle, so we should have plenty of options for footage in the future. Either way, that's a bit of a random update. So this vlog is just going to be, I'm going to try and piece it the best as I can. I'll just throw in a bit of onboard footage, and I'm probably going to try to do some over talking as well, and hopefully we'll get something decent at the end of all of this. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed the rest of the vlog. Sorry for the interruption. Let's get into some drifting. Alrighty, so we're just about to get ready for qualifying here. We got 2 laps this morning in the rain. We've been having a weird steering issue where the steering column gets stuck on the downpipe of the exhaust. And seems like when I was test driving it down Route D, the car bottomed out on the exhaust. It seems like it's kind of kicked up more. So that was actually the problem the whole time. Didn't get a run with this new fixed steering, so hopefully we'll get a chance. But we're heading into qualifying. We've done this many times before. We're headed to qualifying unseen, and we do pretty good, so I'm hoping for the save this time, so wish us the best of luck. But we got the whole team out. We're all helping get done. We got Declan, Niamh, Andy and Stephen as well, so it should be a great day. It's raining. I like the rain, but we're in Watergrass Hill, and Watergrass Hill is terrible in the rain, so let's see how we go. Alright, so we're just getting ready for qualifying here. Just checked over the whole car, feeling pretty good. The sun's kind of coming up. I don't think it's going to drive for a run, but I think we're just going to try and send it. We fixed the steering issue that we had, like I mentioned earlier, so let's hope that the steering gets a bit better. And yeah, we're looking forward to this. We really need to do good in this run. Make sure we feel out the car, and we go hard in on the second run. So wish the best of luck. basically the steering actually wasn't fixed. You can see in the first qualifying run that the steering was actually still sticking slightly. So I'm not really sure what's going on with the steering. I mean, at this point, I'm not really sure what's going on. I drove the car and I wasn't feeling much better. So we do find some other things later on. We'll talk about that later on in the video. But for now, that run got us an 89, I believe. I was pretty happy with that, actually. First runs, you know, most people say in the first run you're supposed to take it easy. I don't bother doing that, to be honest. I think that is... I feel like you need your 2 runs to be good to guarantee if you want to top qualify. And for most people, doing an easy first run is ideal. But I'm pretty confident in my driving ability that I can go pretty much full ham from the first run. Because, yeah, if you get 2 89s, that stands to you more than getting a 60 and an 89, especially if the field is tight. In esports, it makes perfect sense having 2 runs back to back that are pretty similar score. That makes a massive difference. In the real world, not so important, but it's always good to have that mindset anyway. But yeah, we got an 89 for that first run. I was pretty happy with that. And we ended up getting, I think it was like an 83 in the second run. I was super messy. But either way, who cares about the second run? The first run got us to 89, that's all that mattered. And I think we qualified 3rd overall. So I was pretty happy with that, considering the weekend that we had up until that point. It wasn't the greatest. So yeah, we qualified 3rd overall, like I mentioned already. Yeah, which put us up against Dean Davey in top 32, an E46, 325 or 330, I'm not really sure exactly what kind of engine's in it, but pretty basic, pretty stock car. And yeah, Dean rose through the rookie class from the Pro 2 on Saturday, and yeah, got into the Sunday as well, so big congrats to him. That's a very big achievement, especially in his first season of competition drifting, so congrats to Dean on that. So anyway, look, we did a pretty decent lead run. He unfortunately spun in the first corner. We switched positions around. I wanted to get a good gauge on where we were speed-wise in the chase position, because in the rain, underpowered cars like that have a pretty decent speed, especially if the driver is good at carrying momentum. And Dean's pretty good at carrying momentum. He did pretty good with his line score. So yeah, we wanted to kind of get that information to see where we stacked up with him, and based off that we would know then for the rest of the competition where we'd stack up for the rest of the drivers. And fortunately we didn't really get that. He had an issue with the car where it basically was running on 5 cylinders, which was not ideal, obviously, and so we just drove the whole track. I have no footage, which is why I'm talking about it, but it wasn't that special of a battle either way, so I think we'll just move on to the top 16 battle. Now for top 16 we had Connor Shanahan. Connor is a driver I'm sure everyone knows about. Red Bull GT86, Drift Masters, it's pretty much done it all at this point. And Connor and I have actually started off at the same time in 2015 or so. In a championship called Ultimate Drift Series, which was a local Irish championship, and we started off in the rookie class and we worked our way up throughout the years, and we got into the pro class in Ireland at the same time. Yeah, we did it pretty much all together, but he's gone through quite a different number of cars over the years. I've stayed with the same as 14 since then, but we always seem to match up at some stage in competitions. It always seems to be pretty early on in competition too, which kind of sucks. It would be nice if we could meet a bit later, but that's just how things go. Either I qualify good and he qualifies bad, or he qualifies good and I qualify bad and we end up meeting early. Either way, it's how it happens. So Connor qualified 19th, which is obviously not ideal for him, not ideal for me, because we get to meet each other pretty early. And yeah, Connor's car is stupidly fast, but we did get a practice run with him on Friday in the rain. We did have a little bit of speed. We were able to match him. We were pulling on him in certain places, but you know, that's nothing to stay. Look, that's Friday practice. Everyone's not really driving a full ham at that stage, or full 100%, or people are leaving things on the table to improve on. So yeah, you can't really use that information. It's not enough. So I'll roll the clips and then I'll go into more detail about the battle afterwards and why personally I wasn't happy with the result. Right, so I think I should just butt in here with some voiceover. So I'm calling a 5-minute rule here. Connor hit me on the front wheel on the first inner hairpin, or the first hairpin, and to be honest, it kind of knocked my line. So when he hit me, the car is changed my arc up the straight, and I lost a bit of momentum, and so that's why I call it a 5-minute rule. Another thing I noticed as well, when I came across the finish line, my steering had been turned more towards the left, like as if in out of tracking. And so I wanted to make sure that there was nothing bent. And yeah, you could hear me shouting here. He hit me some wheel of hit me a wallop, basically. It's like I suppose a term Irish people say a lot. Basically, he hit my front wheel really hard. And so I just wanted to make sure there was nothing bent. At the end, in my opinion, I did nothing wrong. So yeah, we were just checking to make sure there was nothing actually physically wrong with the car, so that it would potentially fail in the second run. And you know, we wanted to have as much of an advantage as we possibly can going into the second run, or going into the I suppose going into the second run really. So so that's why we call a 5-minute rule. You can see here nothing's been kind of crazy here. Spotter Declan is here on the radio, or here in person, asking me if I'm comfortable to push. The reason why you're having this conversation is to do with the steering. You know, I wasn't confident with the steering. You know, people were saying to me they could tell I wasn't driving my normal self because the car wasn't the most confident to drive. And I'm not sure. I think the steering rack might be actually bent at this point. We've checked everything. The steering crate is fine. All the bushes, all the rose joints are all fine. Nothing is really at fault here, so not really sure what's going on. Maybe it's the power steering pump or something at this point, but that's what we were kind of thinking. So moving on here, I think the guys are just going to get the car ready. I'm just going to head back out, and we're just going to do our second run.
And a big engineer for Corsair and Memory has been the head of the make it up. But we have to talk to the right there, but it's got to have to make it right here. If we have any chance of staying in this battle, here comes the way. This is what we want here. Look at the guys again. Look at the guys
Let's play this back again and kind of talk through this run very, very quickly. So we're leaving the start line. I click second gear. Big shout out to Cormac Garday as well. Put his Instagram on the bottom right corner for these upward tips. We dropped a small bit on initiation. To be expected, we're struggling in straight line speed, but we managed to kind of close up the gap quite nicely onto the door of Connor down the back straight. A bit of mistake on my behalf. I should have probably got up a gear, the third, but managed to make it alright. At this point, I'm kind of feeling like in the lead position, Connor is kind of cutting me off going into the corners. We're expected to take like a late apex, but to be honest, even with him doing a different line of what we're supposed to be doing, I don't really feel like I did a good enough job on the chase position anyway. I feel like here he kind of forces me to put two wheels on the dirt on the inside, but across the finish line, did okay, all things considering. And to be quite honest, I think we did a pretty decent job in the chase, but it was just nowhere near to the level that we should really be at, and that I'm usually at. So I kind of understand why I didn't get the battle win, but I am kind of frustrated the fact that it wasn't like a one more time or something, and that's kind of what I was looking for. You know, I felt that my lead run was better than Connor's. I gave him way better opportunities to get onto my door and to follow me cleanly, whereas I felt like Connor was trying to cut me off, or not that he was meaning to do it, but it ended up being that every time I got onto his door or went into any of the hairpins, I felt like that he was, you know, 2-3 meters in on the hairpin where he should have been. He should have been out further, out wider, to where to give me the space that I need to be able to kind of follow him through the corner. And that's what the judges were looking for. They wanted us to carry late apexes throughout the hairpins, but pretty much every corner was late apex actually. So that's what they were looking for, and I didn't really feel like I got that opportunity, especially in the last couple of corners. Now, at the end of the day, when you look at the runs back to back, it's quite obvious that, you know, I didn't do a good job, or I didn't do as good of a job as I should have been. It's without a doubt when you look at the two video clips that were recorded from the outside, that I didn't deserve the win, and I agree, I understand that. But I felt like that from a technical point of view, from the judging stand point of view, I felt that I deserved at least a one more time, and that's why I was kind of annoyed and pissed. You might even see it in the clips here as well that I was pretty annoyed, and I don't know, it's like the first time in a long time I've actually, or it's probably the first time ever I actually felt like I was at that time screwed over. But I think when you look back at it again, you kind of realize that it's actually, you know, it was pretty close. It's probably the closest battle I've had against Connor, and in the situation that I was in at the time, which the car not being at its best, steering not being that great, you know, we're still finding speed with the new FDF rear grip kit. We're still finding speed out of these V2 tires, and it was in a rain condition that was super tricky on a track that doesn't like the rain. I suppose you could say it's super slippy in the rain. I think we did pretty good. We were just unlucky to meet Connor super early. We would have definitely probably reached the top 4 easily, in my opinion, if we managed to just, you know, have a luckier bracket. But as it turned out, we met Connor a bit early, which is obviously not ideal. So yeah, I'm the type of driver who rather would win being, I suppose, better. You know, I don't want to win due to mistakes. I don't want to win because someone crashed into the wall. I don't want to win because someone, you know, brake checked me or something like that. You know, I'd rather win. I'd rather, you know, myself and the other driver go head to head, and we drive at our best percentage, we're at 100%, 120%, and from that find out who is the better driver. You know, obviously if someone brake checks or someone is in theory cheating, of course they don't deserve to win, and they, you know, I'm happy to beat someone if they're cheating. But if a battle is decided based off contact, or someone made a mistake like spinning or something like that, to me that's not really a true victory. You know, there's been so many times in the past where you see people post up, or drivers post up stuff on social media, posting a clip of someone hitting them and saying, oh, why shouldn't I have won for this? The judging is rigged, this is stupid, this is dumb. And I think that is the most unprofessional thing that a driver could ever do, and I don't agree with doing that. I've never seen a driver in Ireland do it. I have seen drivers come into Ireland and post stuff like that, but I've never seen an Irish driver take it upon themselves to really show how potentially rigged the championship is or any of that type of stuff. And I think all it does is just cause people, like fans of the sport, spectators, team members, to hate on someone or to potentially try to cancel someone, or, you know what I'm saying, just try to make a big scene out of something that doesn't really deserve the attention. And that kind of bothers me. That's a side rant to all of this, but basically what I'm trying to say is that I try to view this as professionally as possible, so that, you know, that, like, at the end of the day, this for me was my first proper run out in the car in 2 years. You know, we had Tina, which was okay, I suppose, but this event we had more issues again. We worked through, we had issues with the engine on Friday, on Saturday with a few more issues, and then we fixed those again on Sunday, and finally we found some more issues on Sunday. We got through all of that, and we got to this point where we were at our best, and we had to beat one of the best drivers in Europe that particular event, and that is drifting. That's just how it is. And at the time, like I said, I was annoyed that he hit me, and that upset my line, and I still lost because he hit me, and I get it. And now when I look back at it all, I feel like that at the time it was a massive overreaction. I kind of overlooked the rest of the battle. I just saw the contact, but I also feel like it should have been one more time as well, because at the end of the day, he made a big mistake. He hit me, and I didn't really have the aggression in the chase position, but I also didn't really try to upset him in any way. And, you know, it's a fine balance. But at the end of the day, I respect the decision. The judges made a good call. I think out of the two drivers, he was driving better that particular day. It was just a mistake that he made that made me feel it should have been one more time. Regardless, though, he ended up winning the event in the end, and that was a big congrats to Connor. Congrats for winning the event. But hopefully next time we can have a cleaner battle. Generally, our battles are actually very, very clean. Very rarely do we hit each other. I think that's actually the first time we hit each other. Anyway, either way, or he hit me, should I say. I've never... Oh, actually, that's incorrect. I actually hit Connor in exactly the same corner a couple of years ago. So maybe it's payback. Alright guys, we're going to leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. My arm is hurting. I'm holding up my phone right now while I record this. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. Bit of an in-depth stuff. Hopefully it's something a bit different to what you're used to seeing. Hopefully I kind of displayed some information that was going on during the weekend. And yeah, we'll be back again very soon. This coming weekend we have Red Bull Car Park Drift, which is super exciting. So other than that guys, thank you so much for watching this video. We'll talk to you guys very soon. Make sure to stay tuned for more content. We're back again with the simulator stuff hopefully very soon. I've got a bunch of stuff. I want to get back streaming again. Either way, we'll talk to you guys soon and keep you guys updated with all that. Peace.